Video games. There is not a doubt about it. Video games are a permanent feature of modern life, such as they have a both positive and negative consequence for those who play them. Children in particular enjoy this popular form of media. Nearly half of all 2 to 4 years olds have played video games. There is such as part of a kid's life that refusing to allow your child to participate isn't practical, let alone possible. At the same time, the emotional and psychological impact of playing them depends heavily on a child's age, cognitive development, emotional maturity, and other factors. Limiting access to some degree and careful monitoring consumption is equally important. Um, as said, video games have their advantage and their disadvantage. As advantage we have number one, video games as a horizon wideners. A very pleasant side effect of many video games is that their backstories are often very well thought out and engaging. In fact, players often end up doing research on their own to learn more about the geography, world history, and other aspects of those backstories, which are often rooted in their real life events. Number two, video games as educators. Study, Studies are increasingly showing that video games are the future of education. The vibrant virtual worlds of those games hold kids' attention better than traditional lectures and provide a more innovative way to learn. The importance of computer literacy in modern society can be emphasized enough, and video games are often kids' introduction to such technology. And number three, video games as social skill promoters. Kids who play video games are in good company, and playing gives them a common ground on which they can force new friendship with their peers. Certain pro-social games encourage players to work together and put leadership skills to work, which helps to develop empathy for others. Funnily enough, many games, sport games in particular, make kids curious about learning sports and physical activity for real life. And they provide a safe outlet for many kids. Competitive arts, the social skill that are many are imparted extend beyond kids' pursue. The number four, video games as motivators. Many video games go a long way toward promoting creativity and self-statement, which are skills that will serve your child well throughout their life. Most games have objectives that must be met, and it's up to the player to work through various obstacles to achieve them. And as a disadvantage, we have the number one, video games can have addictive. For certain kids, playing video games can become an addiction, allowing them to escape reality by retreating into a virtual world where their real life problems don't exist. That's part of the allure of such games in general, of course, but too much of a good thing can lead to addictive behaviors that may negatively impact a child's lives. For instance, some childs develop social phobias after being insulated with their games too often. Number two, video games can be bad influence. Depending on the age, emotional maturity, and other aspects of your child's personality and development, video games can be a bad influence. Some studies have shown a link between violent video games and aggression in teenagers. Children, children who play video games too much may develop attention problems and may struggle with impulsiveness. Some games make violence such a central part of the plot that they seemingly teach children that violence is good. Number 3, video games can insulate. Kids who spend most of their free time playing video games are at the risk of becoming social insolite. That's especially true for children who struggle to make friends in their first place. Instead of actively trying to make new friends to occupy their time, kids might retreat more and more into the alluring world of video games and become forced to depend on them for happiness. The number 4, video games can cause health problems. So often kids trade outdoor playing in other physical activities for hours in front of video games consoles, which can lead to obesity. Also, sitting still and playing games for hours on and can cause other physical issues, including headaches, stiff necks, sore backs, a strain, and variety of their repetitive strain injuries. And I will end this by saying play video games responsible and parents supervise their children when playing video games.